internship, how are they allowed to plug in, and things along that line. The reason for that is because you need to understand during that process how much they're going to invest in you. What professional development opportunities are there for you? Are they going to empower you as it relates to being able to go to networking events or network internally? Some internships are very siloed. They don't want their interns running around or asking a bunch of questions. And some, like the ones I have facilitated throughout my career, we are very robust. Not only are we ensuring that you have a ton of capstone initiatives that you can put on your resume, but we're sending you to networking events and paying for it. We're also ensuring that you do community service so you can get back to the community. So there is a spectrum, and no matter where you fall within that spectrum, you need to be asking those questions in the interview process, because again, just like you'd apply to a job, you are applying to this internship and you need to ensure that it is maximized so that you can actually use those skill sets that you are developing there and be empowered to cultivate new skill sets when you leave and head off to that next opportunity or beyond graduation. When you get there, because your timeline is much shortened, because you are not going to be there for a full-time period, you need to, in the very first week, have a meeting with your supervisor and ask them not only what your metrics and KPIs are, but you also need to ask them, where can you plug in? So beyond projects that they may have already allocated for you, what is something that is applicable to what you're studying or what you're intending to pursue that you could support and alleviate off their plate? I cannot tell you how many times, not only in my career, but when I've coached others in their careers, when we were in graduate school, when you go to a space and you are asking, what is something that has been overflowing on your plate, you are giving them the opportunity to not only get the help that they want, but in a focused way that helps you. And so you then can take that project, run, crush it, because you will, and then put that on your resume, because it is an applicable project, but it also helped you in the process get that real world experience. And that can be your capstone. So even if a company doesn't have one, but they have a more, they still have a robust program, you can be creating those capstones for yourself. So you're not only helping the company, but also helping yourself in the process, including those metrics that you're going to be graded on, so that that can be applicable as well to your resume. Following your time at the internship, especially if you've had a good experience, you need to make sure that by then you definitely have connected with everybody on LinkedIn. But most importantly, whoever you were closest with during your time there, whether that be your direct supervisor, the internship cohort leader, or an adjacent person at the team who is of a leadership position, make sure that you are engaging with them on a quarterly basis. That can be in a variety of ways. That can include sending them a LinkedIn message with an article that reminded you of a conversation you had, which actually happened to me rather recently and was very, very sweet. And it continues to keep that intern front of mind for you as you think of other opportunities, which has happened. I know in my career, I have had interns who've reached out to me, and that it kept them front of my mind. And I realized, for this opportunity, let me pull them in. Or, hey, this company is looking for someone. I know a great referral. It is quite literally how you network from internship to job. And if you are not being intentional with that outreach, then it's not often on purpose. There's a million things going on. And so leaders may forget about, all of the different nuances within your connection and relationship. So it's really important that on a cadence basis, you're following up. You can ask for coffee. You can get different resources over to them, or you can even ask them for advice. Ask them, hey, I just did a presentation at such and such conference and I'd love your perspective on it. It was filmed. What do you think? But make sure you're keeping up with those folks so that they are thinking of you with, if not an opportunity at their company, an opportunity at a partner company or someone they know. These tips are a high level overview of what you should be thinking about, especially in this hiring market. Every single internship that you are looking for, everything that you're applying your time to as a student needs to be going towards an actionable deliverable and aligning you in the rooms and in the spaces that are going to connect you to further opportunities. Gone are the days where you could sit at a desk or do a base level internship, which may not even have been applicable to what you were studying, and it be enough to be able to give you real world experience. No, you have to be focused. And I'm going to do a deeper dive on my YouTube on some of those things that are going to be a lot more in detail of what you should be thinking about and doing for your internship. But until then, please utilize this resource. Please be thinking critically about where you're applying to, and ensure that throughout the entirety of the process, you are standing up and out, being on time, being poised, dressing the part, and being prepared, as well as proactive, because that is what's going to enable these hiring managers to remember you in the future. But most importantly, it is going to ensure that your resume is stacked to the brim with different opportunities that you were able to cultivate for yourself because you were proactive and watched this video. So happy searching, and best of luck this summer for a summer internship season. If y'all knew some of the real reasons why people actually get promoted, you would stop comparing yourself to them on this app, and most certainly at the workplace. You'd be looking at them with a jaundiced eye. Because not all promotions are created equal, but they don't want you to know that. They want you to be pining after these things, when in reality, rejection is absolutely redirection. But if you don't know, then you're not gonna go. So I'm gonna teach you how to play the corporate game, because you can't play the game if you don't know the rules. Hi, my name is Beverly. I'm a Chief Operating Officer having scaled operations for over a decade and over 6 fields. And this is how to play the corporate game, part 16, specific to types of promotions. Because y'all, listen, starting with the first one, sometimes they don't even like the people they promote. Yes. Sometimes a board member or a C-suite member or somebody up top will be like, hey, you're promoting that person. And the leaders or HR will be like, no, we're not. No, they're not ready. Or no, they haven't earned it. Or no, they haven't. You're promoting them. They're going to be promoted by next month. I have seen it so many times. So you're sitting at your desk like, wow, I maybe, what am I doing? I'm not working hard enough. You're doing just fine. Somebody knows somebody who knows somebody, and they're pushing their influence to get that person, and they don't even want to promote them. That person's sitting all happy-go-lucky in their seat like they did something. And in reality, somebody did it for them. So that's the first one. This next one is the opposite. They like them. I mean, I know we know this, that sometimes it's right place, right time, right networking, right whatever. And that is the truth. Sometimes people just like people. And they're like, you know what? I like you. You're promoted. You're sitting at your desk like, I'm working so hard. I'm doing, because you are working freaking hard. But sometimes it's a popularity contest, which I know you know. And this one probably pissed you off. I'm sorry. But that's the truth. Sometimes people just like people. But it has nothing to do with you. Stop comparing yourself. This one is the out the door promo, which is specific to leaders who know that they are about to be out the door, but as an act of final self-preservation, they are going to promote people on their team for 2 reasons. 1, to redefine loyalty. Hey, don't forget who promoted you. Don't forget who was here. If you hear anything from leadership about me, or if they ask you any questions, it was me. It was me who was always looking out for you. They may have been a total jerk the entire time, but suddenly they are very, very nice. And they're giving you bonuses. They're giving you whatever. It's self-preservation, y'all. The second reason why they do that is to use that promotion as a chess piece when things start getting spicy. Because let me tell you, during that time, especially the higher up you go, when leaders are not actually meeting expectations, it gets spicy up top. And they are absolutely going to use that chess piece of, well, I promoted several people, and, the team and I, get along very well. And, I would just hate for there to be any organizational repercussions for me no longer being on the team. That's code for these people are going to walk because they're loyal to me, having no clue that you're not going to freaking cut your bag to save theirs. Unless there's like a very specific situation. But most of the time, no, you're going to stay right put and enjoy your new promotion, which I've seen happen again and again and again. So again, you're sitting at this desk like that whole team just got promoted. Watch, 2 months later, is that leader still there? This next one is the Here Damn promo. And listen, y'all, I am guilty of receiving one of these myself once or twice in my career because I wouldn't let up. I knew what I was worth. I knew what I deserved. And I did not let up on these necks. I was like, pay me what I'm worth, like promote me. And so they're like, here, damn. So then you get it and you're like, doesn't feel as great. Because you have to keep advocating for yourself. So you have no clue what battles people are fighting to get these titles, to get these raises. And then they get them. And it very much feels like that. Like, you're damn. Take it. Fine. It sucks. Okay?